This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Frank, every golfer wants to play it at least once, the old course at St. Andrews.
Yeah, from Bobby Jones to Jack Nicklaus to Tiger Woods. They've all come and conquered.
Frank, this is such an historic, iconic spot. When you tee off at the first hole at the old course, you're nervous, you're intimidated, inspired?
All of the above. You realize you're about to set foot on one of the hallowed grounds of golf where every great player has played. It looks like a relatively simple hole, out of bounds down the right, and then the Swilken Burn starts to meander its way all the way down the right side and in front of that first green. So you'd like, especially if you're a little nervous, to have a nice full shot in for your second.
Well, this one has a chance to be really good. Second shot now for Keegan Bradley.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
That is a green in regulation as the approach shot hits the first green, but he is by no means in for par yet. A lengthy putt coming up. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Frank, many golfers unaccustomed to the full effects of the wind and playing without a caddy watch with great intent as their well-struck approach shot ends up, one, not only short of the hole, but two, short of the green, and three, short of the burn by some 10 yards.
Yeah, you only need a puff of breeze, really, because it comes over the mound that's behind that first green. And for some reason, that second shot always seems to play that sort of 3 or 4 yards longer, even for the best players in the game. We often say, Rich, you should always try and make it. I got to disagree with that. Lag putting, it's just about taking the strain off the next one. There's always other holes to be played.
From that distance, you settle for 2 putts. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Oh, he's going to love it. Great putt.
Needs this for par.
Even par early on. Just a couple of feet. Putt drops. Now at 1 over par. Now to the second hole here at the Open Championship. And Frank, what's the best way to attack?
Ideally, if you're not the longest hitter, just down the right side. But if you've got some wind conditions, wind behind your back, you can nearly drive this green.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. In the thick stuff.
Thick, it's brutal out there.
Wow, way to the right here.
And there's rough over there.
Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You'll need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second.
Under out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
10-foot putt left. A -2 early in the round. This would give him the par. Solid effort and reasonable result to stay at 1 over par. So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. On the tee box here at the third now, Frank, all these holes look relatively straightforward can a golfer get lured in a kind of a false sense of security off the tee here at the old course?
No, well, you can. This hole, the third hole, even shorter than the second, so reachable. But a lot of people tend to bail out towards the left. That's the middle of the golf course. And that leaves you a devilish little pitch or short wedge across that big gaping bunker that protects both the third and the 15th green. So once again, want to drive the ball down the right side, but there's a series of pot bunkers there.
Keegan Bradley ready to go with his approach. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Second shot now for Ricky Fowler. Second shot now, and this is from 140 yards away. Did the smart thing there, Frank. Took his medicine, back out onto the fairway. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
On the way. And he has it, Frank.
I don't believe it.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. This would give him a big momentum boost. Birdie putt for Keegan Bradley. -1, and early going. Clean this up with a tap. That takes him to 1 under on the day. Frank, the challenge begins to intensify here at the 4th.
Yeah, a bit risky if you try and hit it down the right side. Just about every player I've seen over the years has sort of aired a little bit to the left. That's a safer tee shot, but it does set up a very daunting second.
This one is definitely heading left. Looks like it is going to end up in the rough. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next.
You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough.
Oh, that's off the beaten track. You've got 5 minutes to find it.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
This is way left going left.
And that one's going to be in the rough, it looks like. And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Down, little Sheba, down! Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that, really. I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
And setting up here in the rough. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. I'd see a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Now his third, staring right at the green.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
What a nice shot. Right on the green, and a pretty easy putt on the way. Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. You've got to be kidding me. That was right on the edge.
I tell you, he wants a do-over there.
Getting set now over the putt. It's a good-looking putt right here. You might like it.
Oh, this is a huge putt. It's in.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. They'll take it. That's a par.
Even par, currently.
Just a shade over par, +1. Chance here at the par 5 fifth, Frank, to make a little move early in the round.
Yeah, it's certainly eagles galore. The fifth hole is one of the biggest greens on the golf course, shared with the 13th. So good tee shot, and you have a nice big target, even though it's a blind second shot coming up. Great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
And from the fairway for his second shot here.
In the direction of the sand.
Looks like it. Just a bit offline and into the bunker. And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Frank, through the years, we have seen countless what we would call good ball strikers, great swingers of the golf club, but there is something else that separates those kinds of players with the truly great achievers in the sport. What is it?
Great achievers have more than one plan. I think most players, it's always good if they're playing their golf. But what do you do if your driving is off or if your iron play is off? Do you have a plan B? Great players not only have a plan B, they have a plan C as well. And that's the difference. So when you set foot on the first tee, you've also got to be aware of, what if my driver doesn't go as well as I would like to, or my iron play isn't as sharp? Can I still compete?
So they can turn 74 into a 71.
That's right. And at the end of a 4-day tournament, the 71 doesn't look so bad, even if somebody shot 65 that day. Remember, as you know, and both of us know now, when you look at 4 days, someone always plays average for a day, but they don't play bad.
Golf tournaments aren't 100-yard sprints, they're marathons. So Frank, out of the bunker and back into play.
Yeah, the late Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's always the next one. Well, by getting the ball back in play, he just made that a little easier.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play, very solid. Flared that one a bit to the right, but still not too bad. Ready for his third shot, needs to hit this close. Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now.
This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. Might be. Could be. Oh, yeah, he's going to love that one, Frank. Sensational effort.
No, just eat that up.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Bradley trying to move on without a blemish. This one's for par. Makes it right in the center. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Moving on to the par 4 sixth hole here at the birthplace of golf. This hole shares a green actually with the 12th. How do you work your way around this hole, Frank?
Some sort of tee shot, 3 bunkers that look like they're in the left center of the fairway and a series of bunkers down the right. So somehow bisect those and then you set yourself up to a green with a false front.
Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. Second shot now for Keegan Bradley. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Second shot now from 160 yards. Did the smart thing there, Frank. Took his medicine, back out onto the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. Oh, that hurts. So frustrating sometimes on the greens, isn't it? Drop shot here at the 6th. This long putt for birdie could be a tough one here. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Settles in over the putt. Still playing even for the day after the par. This to surrender, only one shot. And that's a bogey. Drops it, and he's at even par. Continuing from the oldest championship in the game. It's the Open Championship at the old course at St. Andrews. Here at the 7th hole now, Frank.
Yeah, you try and hit your tee shot over a little stone there. It's called the March stone. That's a good line for like left of center. And, well, if you can just work it off that, good tee shot. You're only going to have a pitch in here to a green that's set up very high.
That was just a beautiful drive. He hit it solid and right in the middle. Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
That is tasty looking right there from just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. And it generates some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Let's see what Ricky Fowler can come up with here on the approach. This is a 99-yard shot. Players still fighting the strong winds out there today. Locked in on the read and the speed. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Not a gimme, but well within his range. So into red figures at 1 under.
Even par currently.
This for par. Still even par for the day. Clean this up with a tap. Did the job right there. Par 3 8th hole here at the Open Championship. And Frank, why is it so difficult to get the ball close here?
Well, there's the bunker on the left side. There's a little bit of a downslope there. This is the first par 3 that you'll play. And it's just tough to judge that distance perception. You've really got to be accurate on your yardage here.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Long putt here. This will require a good touch. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace. It's hard to be critical of that.
And getting ready for the putt. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
See if Bradley can make up some ground here. This one's for birdie. Well, that's just a case of not focusing right there. What a lapse in concentration. And he makes it for par. And he's putting for par now. That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Let's see if Stenson can cash in one more time. Always so important to finish your first 9 holes on a positive note here at the Open Championship.
Yeah, the 9th hole, this is the most extreme part, furthest away from the clubhouse, in the middle of the loop here. A good drive, though, that avoids those bunkers has every chance of finding this par 4 with your tee shot.
Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Oh, Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Second shot now for Ricky Fowler. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Sit down. Get down.
Oh, this is going.
Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, actually a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Oh, yeah, he's going to love that one, Frank. Sensational effort.
Oh, just eat that up.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
This for birdie. Good putt, and now one under par. They'll take it. That's a par. So we're getting set now for the second 9 here at the old course at St. Andrews. And Frank, a chance to get off to a good start here with the short par 4 10th?
Yeah, it's a very subtle hole. It just looks straight ahead in front of you, but there is gorse down the left if you stray, especially into a head breeze. But really, it's drivable for most of the players. Just got to worry about those 2 bunkers. There's a sort of short right of the green. If you finish up there, then this hole becomes a little more difficult.
Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. No fairway here. This one in that rough. Yeah, about 145 yards left here. Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Second shot now for Keegan Bradley.
And this will be fine, just a little left of the flag.
About 120 yards to the hole. Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. It Just let it happen.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Frank, that looked good to me. That's all he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it's touch. And when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a two-putt, well done.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Well, you could see he thought he had that.
It looked in the whole way until the end.
Getting set now over the putt. Tough start to the backside, Frank.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well, too. You start losing confidence with the putter early on.
Keegan Bradley for par.
Stays at 1 under with that par. This for par. Good effort and good par putt. So they'll tap in. So with that, the score is now at even par. Frank, number 11, the Eden, is really one of the more fascinating holes in all of golf.
Yeah, the two bunkers that the players normally worry about, Strath bunker in the front and the Hill bunker to the left. What makes those two bunkers so difficult is the steepness of the faces in them.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here.
Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. You like that right there, Frank?
Beautiful lag putt. Great pace.
Frank, he'll have to take a full swing at this putt for birdie.
This is long, but every now and again, one of these finds the bottom of the cup and makes that magic sound.
So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Let's see if Bradley can knock this in for another birdie. No doubt about that one. That was struck with confidence.
Lining this one up for par.
Drops it, and he's at even par. Settles in over the putt. Still even par for the day. Frank, how do you like the 12th hole here at St. Andrews?
Well, it's a beautiful par 4. You start to see the village of St. Andrews in the background, Eden Estuary to the right, and also decision time. If you're long enough, it's certainly worth having a crack at this par 4 with your tee shot. But if you're not a long hitter, then you've really got to worry about those 4 beautifully and well strategic positioned bunkers in the middle of the fairway.
They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball.
In the direction of the sand.
It looks like it. Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Just a little offline, so now, Frank, he's going to have to deal with a rough.
Well, it'd be interesting to see how strong he is.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. And setting up here in the rough.
It's no snack though.
That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
A birdie putt for Keegan Bradley. Excellent roll to 3 under par from about 8 feet. One under for the round.
Even par currently.
That takes him to 1 under on the day. Now to the par 4 13th, and again, Frank, it's all about avoiding the bunkers.
Yeah, another hole that forces you to go either right or left of something that you can see. The 2 bunkers called the coffins right up ahead. You can also go beyond those, and if you do, then you've got a much shorter shot in, but you've got to avoid those fairway bunkers. They are very costly.
Not quite what he was hoping for, the tee shot in the bunker.
Rich, do you think we should tell him this fairway out there?
Yeah, he's been in the rough all day long. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, you think about the great rivalries in sports, the Yankees and the Red Sox, Ollie and Frazier, and in golf, Nicklaus and Palmer. Great athletes, great teams pushing one another to great heights.
It's amazing how that's gone forward too, because Nicklaus and Palmer really became Nicklaus and Watson. Then there was like Norman Faldo, but some would say that Faldo Ballesteros, 6 majors to 5, was even more important. But in this era that we're in now, I think we're all praying for that Woods-McIlroy rivalry. Woods with 14 majors, McIlroy already with 4. That really is one to salivate over.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That's an outstanding shot right there, and it sets up a really good look at birdie.
Rich, with a lie like that on the rough, you're going to get too much grass between club face and ball. You're going to have to adjust for that and at least take a club or 2 more.
Bradley trying to get out of here with a bogey. Oh, I thought he had that. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good parts.
12 feet still to go. Drops the putt to go to 2 under.
That's plain not fair.
Boy, this game is cruel, Frank. You get on a roll and then smack. Hits you right in the face and knocks you down. So just a formality here. Did the job right there. Frank, you can actually play this 14th hole by taking a detour to another hole on the front side. Explain.
Yeah, that's the 4th hole. The 4th hole is adjacent to the 14th, and if you're in a little bit of trouble off the tee, there's nothing wrong with playing the 14th as a zigzag style par 5. So that means the drive, if it doesn't go down the right, you go further left and then back to the green. But it's a safer way, but a much longer option.
That ball's run out certainly over 300 yards, Frank. Call it about 310. Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
right in the heart of the fairway. Green light special. I really love the caddies at St. Andrews, wisecracking old-timers. Guy hits a shot hard into a gorse bush on the left, and he turns to the caddy and says, "Is that okay?" And the caddy says, "Does it look okay? Hit another one?" Another instance, Guy was stuck between two clubs. 6-iron, 7-iron, 6-iron, 7-iron, back and forth. Finally, he chose the 7-iron, hit it about 15 yards in the ground, and the caddy looked at him and said, "I guess we'll never know, laddie, will we?"
Normally you'd say that's a bad tee shot, but this is a pattern, Rich.
Into the tall cabbage, that ball is swallowed up. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
What a putt. Just missed, Frank.
That's cruel.
This would give him a big momentum boost. Birdie putt for Keegan Bradley.
Wow, I thought he made that. Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. And getting ready for the putt. Never a doubt, looking to make a statement today. For par. Good stroke right there. That's a par and stays at 1 under. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Has it, and he's 2 under par. Frank, the 15th here at the Old Course, just a classic example of links golf where you might be aiming for something that isn't even on the golf course.
Exactly. There's a nice line there in between the two humps that you can see in front of you off the tee. If you keep looking down, you'll see the church steeple. That's the perfect line for the tee shot. Got to be careful with the second shot coming up. You see the 16th tee and out of bounds to the right of this green and that little pot bunker that protects the front.
Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Second shot now for Keegan Bradley. Good-looking shot right here. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Yeah, about 145 yards left here. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Ricky can pick up a shot right here.
Oh, another one goes in.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. So a tester from 4 feet. And he makes it for par. And he's putting for par now. Stays at 1 under with that par. Headed for home now, partner. The 16th hole, and what are we looking at here?
Well, you have to avoid the principal's nose. Otherwise, you're going to finish up in the principal's office.
Uh-oh, this one's going left, Frank. Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. Going to need a bit of force to extract one out of there. There's out of bounds over there.
He needs to get lucky. That one is gone. OB. This will be the 3rd shot after being penalized for going out of bounds. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Offline, and I think that one's headed for the rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Good swing, good shot yet again. That was well done, and now a very short putt to get out of here with a bogey.
Well, it could be a lot worse, that's for sure. 5 minutes ago.
Now the 2011 PGA champion Keegan Bradley on the approach shot.
We have 115 yards to the hole. Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But if down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Well, that's not the way you wanted to start out the backside here.
Yeah, you can't afford from inside 10 feet. You feel like you have to make those, and I mean, they really sting when they miss.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That's 1 under on the day. Just a couple of feet. Steady, solid, and at 1 under par right now. Clean this up with a tap. Did the job right there. Frank, this may well be the most famous hole in the world. It's the road hole here at the Old Course, number 17.
Yeah, without doubt, Rich. The vistas have changed over the years. There used to be a series of railway sheds down the right, and you had to hit it over across those. Now you hit it off across the corner of the hotel. So blind tee shot, further right you go, the shorter and the better angle you have in. And you need a good angle in because you mentioned it, road hole, it's got the road hole bunker that sits perfectly in that left front of this par 4 green.
Frank, it's a hard game to play from the high grass.
And that's where he's been more often than not today.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Not his best shot, and now he'll have to deal with a bunker.
Yeah, they say the hardest shot in golf, the next one.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
In the thick stuff.
Thick. It's brutal out there.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Certainly had enough power, just didn't have any touch. So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, whom you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or two. Aim the club at that and made sure they followed through.
Did the smart thing there, Frank. Took his medicine, back out onto the fairway. You like this one, Frank?
Oh, it's a good one. Safely on.
So a bogey putt now for Keegan Bradley.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
That's about as depressing a moment as there is in golf. When you miss the bogey putt, you know you're staring at double. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Too bad. 2 drop shots right there with a double bogey. Tough hole has this now for double bogey.
Just a shade over par, +1.
Just a little tap in here.
One under on the day.
Frank, is there a more famous landmark in the sport than the tiny Swoken Bridge?
I think when you think of this game, the way in which we've followed it and covered it, Rich, over the last decade plus, no. It is just symbolic, not just with this golf course, but the game of golf itself, because every great champion has managed to make his foray across to Scotland and play the old course and walk across that bridge.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Second shot now for Ricky Fowler. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Second shot, good look at the green. Settles in over the putt. Well, that's how you keep a round going, make putts just like that. This is a birdie putt for Fowler. So a tester from 4 feet. That's a round of 72 for the day. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. 1 under for the round. So for Frank Nobilo and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now.